Yo guys, I'm Eftann and I decided I want to turn Pewdiepie's base into something epic. First off, I have moved Pew's house into the air to keep it as a reference and start building the actual house out of my head. I had pretty clear idea of what house I want to make, which was a modern mountain house. For it, I used mixture of grey concrete with spruce planks, logs and cobblestone. Also for windows, I used black glass as they fit well with grey concrete and overall style I was going for. At the back of the house I made a glass tube where Pft would live, and this tube also serves as a nice window, kinda. Inside the house, first thing I had to do was staircase so I would know where to allocate the storage room. In the storage room I have put some chests with light under them to make kinda hidden light sources. And near the door that leads to the furnace house, I've put armor stands as extra decorations. Outside storage I have put 2 tables with flowers and paintings on it, and also laid 2 carpets as they are perfect fillers for such spaces. Upstairs I decided to make Pewdiepie's bedroom starting with modern bed, then some bookshelves and real looking office desktop. I also used banners as a window covers as it adds little bits of realism to the build. In the right wing of the house there was library, and I gave it kinda messy design as the shape of the room wasn't really prepared for bookshelves, but overall it turned out pretty well. I have added some platforms on the side of bookshelves so person who would live in that house could easily pick up books. Inside the tube I made Tree of Life from Pewdiepie's previous series, as it is pretty neat feature and it helps to bring some life into the insides of the tube. As for the furnace house, I'm not gonna lie, I was out of ideas. It was perfect as it was, but I just couldn't leave it be. So I decided to make patio with 2 furnaces on each side, 2 anvils and a brewing stand. I made a floor from furnaces so Pewds could have enough of them for use, and around anvils I decided to place barrels as they can be nice storage for items needed in brewing stand. Next up, I had to fill up space underneath the house, but I wanted to keep this pyramid-like shape of mountain that Pewdiepie made, so I googled a bit and found some pictures that piqued my interest and gave me some idea of what I want to do. So what I'm doing here is pretty much few levels of something you could consider a garden, and it also hides the pyramid shape of mountain while having this similar style to it. Pewds also had a swimming pool in his house. I decided to build it slightly lower than the house itself is, as it gives some more depth to the building overall look. There was this mountain bit that was standing out, so I decided to turn it again into 2-level garden thingy. In front, it was just a chunky block of cobblestone with mossy stone. I thought I wanted to make something like graffiti on it, but decided just not to, and instead I made Pew's nickname initials to show that he's the true owner of this house. In the end, I think it was worth it, as it gives the build its own personality. By the time of me building this, Pew started making new farms, so I had to recreate them here, so I can transfer them later. Instead of making my own farms, I've decided to use ones made by Korean, as they seem to fit here just perfectly, and guess what? I was absolutely right. Each layer of farm has different seeds, so Pews should always have about enough of every type of food. And finally, time has come for freak chambers. I wanted to make something resemble an underground market that would have space for all types of villagers. So I made tight but long tunnel, and on each side of vault I tried making something resembling stalls. I was pretty happy how it turned out, to the point it might be my favorite spot on the map. On top of it, I've placed some leaves to make it look like it's overgrown and kinda hidden. I turned mine tunnel into just normal mine shaft, nothing too crazy. Inside I've put some chests, furnaces and an anvil in case he ever needs one. As I said, nothing too crazy, simple design. Remaining part of a mountain, I've turned into another garden on a platform, and next to it I started making a barn. I wanted to keep this classic aesthetic of I think USA barns. Inside the barn, I made a wall out of red concrete and barrels to make them look less boring. As for the ceiling, I just used spruce slabs and spruce trapdoors to hide glowstone. So Pews make this kinda like portal entrance. So I'd like to keep it like this. What I've done is pretty much make a building resembling a temple, but made it look so it still serves just as a portal entrance. I started with making two not too tall towers and made squares around the portal itself. This way I can make it look more isolated and special in its own way. And to make things more interesting, I've decided to dig out a huge hole under the portal and turn it into part of a nether. In front of all of this, I was going for a palm tree beach look. I removed some of water so I can easily shape the beach itself. Then I started making designated plots in between grass paths. For palm trees, main goal was to have paths connecting all of the structures together, and then adding some modern lamps. This way I think we can have nice palm beach that blends nicely with style of whole project. Next, I removed whole fence that Pewds made and replaced it with my own. At a water level, I tried making a buoy and used iron bars as a safe net. I think this way, not a single monster should get past it. Now I removed whole tunnel that leads to the fishing area. Next to the temple walls, I started making villager statues, as I think it might be a nice thing to look at while passing by. As for the tunnel, instead I made a sandstone passage, then covered half of it with sand to make it look like it's been there for quite some time already. After that I changed fishing area to one that would to resemble more of a dock with special spot for fishing in the middle of water. And then I simply remade his lava trash with small twigs to make it look like it's burning something. I also placed campfires underneath lava to give it nice smoke effect. I won't be lying, I got quite lazy with his sugarcane and automatic sheep farms, so I went on very simple aesthetic designs and moved onto other things. Now the thing I was scared the most, Pete's glass meatball. I literally had no idea what to do with it, until I just thought, it's in water, maybe dolphin statue would be cool, and well, I've done it. I started making a huge dolphin. It's not the best statue I've ever done, but to be fair, I almost never tried building organic things in Minecraft, so even if it wasn't that hard, it was still a challenge for me. I'm still kinda happy how it turned out, even though I messed up his fins. If you liked this video, consider subscribing, leaving a comment and maybe a like. See you next time, guys. Cheers!